Hey, I'm Carissa Kay and welcome to Hey, I've Seen That. Today I will review Tenet, Fatale, and Mary J. Blige, My Life. Now let's get into these movies.
Why does it feel so strange?
You're not shooting the bullet. You're catching it.
Whoa.
All right, so our first film we're going to talk about is Tenet. Tenet was directed by Christopher Nolan. It starred John David Washington, Robert Pattinson, and Elizabeth Debicki. It was also on the HBO network. Let's talk about the film itself. So, about this story. You have an agent that was sent on a mission, and during this mission, he discovered something interesting. Bullets were shooting in reverse. And as he started to dig deeper into, what was going on, he discovered that his calling was greater than his initial mission. He realized that he has to save the world. He has to stop an evil villain from ending the world. But as he digs deeper, he realizes that this individual has an advantage over him. He's using time. He's going into a time machine so that he can go into the future and change actions that affects the present time. So this movie was very interesting. The cinematography was phenomenal, and how it would shoot a scene in present time and then go back to that same particular set in the past, and you can see things being exploded, but then when the time is changing, it's being rebuilt. Like, it was really, really cool. I think that you should definitely take the time to check this film out. It definitely left me on the edge of my seat, because you had a lot of shooting, you had the fast cars, you had explosions, it was, it just didn't disappoint. So take the time to check this out. I am giving Tenet 3 peaches. 3 peaches. So I hope you get a chance to check Tenet out. Let's talk about our next film.
What was that?
Our next film is Fatale. And this one was a hot mess. Ooh. All right, let's get into who directed it. It was directed by Deon Taylor. It starred Hilary, Swank, Michael Ealy, and Mike Colter. Mike Colter. And it was on HBO. Let's get into this story. So, you have this successful man that decides, he's going to Vegas and he's just going to have him some fun. And while he decides that he's going to have him some fun, he's married. Yes, he's a married man. A married man. All right? So he just goes ahead and has a one-night stand with this dazzling, gorgeous lady and moves on with the rest of his life. He has a successful sport agent business. He's in business with a close friend that he's been friends with for years. He has a very attractive wife in this lovely home. The house was very sunny. The house was really nice, like trust. Like, I wouldn't mind living in that house. It was nice. And someone broke into the house one night and tried to kill him. And his life just started unraveling. And then the detective that was assigned to his case walks in the house, and lo and behold, it's the woman from Vegas. Oh! Let me tell you, honey, when she walked in, I was like, oh, well, all right, I went ahead and put my glasses on. I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch this right here. Yeah, I'm gonna watch this. Let me tell you, when she walked through that door and she started messing with him and stuff and started asking him questions, you know how you start fucking with somebody when you know they in the hot seat. So she's fucking with him and shit, you know, and he is like really trying to maintain his composure and stuff. And let me tell you, it was really good, but that wasn't it with the twists and turns, okay? Trust and believe, they had quite a few twists and turns in this film. So I'm not gonna spoil it all for you, but hopefully what I did give was enough to get you interested in checking this out. Again, it was on HBO Max and it's called Fatale. And I am going to give Fatale 3 peaches. Yes, 3 peaches. Yeah, go ahead, check it out. And remember, it has a lot of twists and turns in it. Let's get to the next film.
It just saved you.
Our next film is Mary J. Blige, My Life. Now, I don't know if you're watching this and if you haven't had the opportunity to listen to that particular album, you should take the time to listen to that album. For those of us who grew up listening to it, I remember it came out when I was in college, I think freshman year of college, and it was a very touching album for a lot of reasons. And during this documentary, you got an opportunity to really get an in-depth dive into what Mary J. Blige was going through during that time in her life and how those songs were shaped from her life experiences. This documentary was directed by Vanessa Roth. It has some guest appearances. You had Diddy Combs, Andre Harrell, may he rest in peace, Taraji, and Alicia Keys, and a host of others. This was on Prime Video, all right? Prime Video. Now, back to the story. When Mary J. Blige came out, she was that, hip, inner city, hip hop, R&B woman with a lot of edge and attitude, where a lot of us was able to identify with her. When she released the My Life album, that made her even more relatable. Going through the trauma and the dramas of love, so many of us during that time was experiencing the same thing. And that feeling of loneliness and being abandoned, again, another emotion that so many of us during that time was able to identify with. You really got a newfound respect for Mary J. Blige's plight in the industry. And this documentary was very entertaining and nostalgic. It had me like reliving moments in my life during that time when this album was released, and it brought tears to my eyes at moments. I didn't think I was gonna cry watching this documentary. I honestly did not go into this thinking I was going to cry. And during that moment, in the midst of my tears, I realized how this album was really a major help for me during a difficult time in my life. I was able to feel that, I'm not alone. There is someone else experiencing the same emotional roller coaster that I'm on. And that album was just confirmation of that, you know? So, I am going to give Mary J. Blige's documentary, My Life, 6 peaches, honey. I'm giving it 6. I'm giving it 6 for nostalgia. I'm giving it 6 because during that time, that was like one of my favorite albums. I played it from beginning to end whenever I was in my room trying to do my homework or studying or just relaxing, singing along to all of the songs. You know, one of my favorites is Believe. You gotta believe, you gotta believe in me. That was my jam. So definitely check it out, you know, and in the end, all she really wanted was to be happy. All right. Mary J. Blige, My Life. Check it out. Now we're getting into the next segment of what I call Fucked Up in the Game. So, during this segment, I'm gonna let you know what I thought was fucked up in each of the films that I talked about today. So let's go ahead and start with the first one. That's Tenet. Let's talk about what was fucked up in that movie. The first one is just a no-brainer. Just basically having someone that is so mentally fixated on ending the world. Like, dude, what is your problem? Like, what is the problem? You know, that alone right there is just fucked up. Okay, fucked up. You got to be a fucked up person. You have to have so much hate inside of you that you just want to just say, fuck everybody, and I'm just gonna kill everybody, including your own children and shit. Like, dude, like, he was very demented. Next fucked up situation is being killed and then having to relive it. Remember, in this particular film, there was a lot of time going between present and the past and the future. So one of our characters had an opportunity to see himself being murdered and had to relive it time and time again whenever he would go in between the different phases of time. So that right there is really fucked up, you know, and just staying fixated on your mission, knowing that your end result is death. That's just fucked up. That's fucked up. All right. Let's get to the next film. Let's talk about what was fucked up in Fatale. Oh, where do I start? Oh my goodness. Where do I start? Okay. Well, we could start with number one. That's cheating on your spouse. Like, nobody... Cheating on your spouse, number one, is fucked up. But then having the person you cheated with come in and be the head officer of an investigation. You know, not alone with the fact, the main fact that someone broke in your house and tried to kill you and shit. Now the woman that you don't fuck to have sex with comes and walks in and you married. That whole scenario was just fucked up. Right, fucked up. So, yeah, Fatale just had lots and lots of fucked up in the game moments in it, and those were just the main ones. Let's get to what was fucked up in the game with Mary J. Blige's story. So, what was fucked up with the Mary J. Blige story to me was just little girls not being safe in a world of men. That's it. You know, just being a woman and growing up in a male-dominated world and having to endure a lot of things that a lot of women have to go through, you know. being abused, whether it's sexually or physically or mentally, you know, being a young woman trying to figure out yourself and have a man that is just being abusive is very life altering, you know. That is just the main fucked up in the game takeaway with the Mary J. Blige story, you know, is being a little girl and not being safe around men. Point blank, the end. So I hope that you all take the time out to catch one of these three films. Again, Tenet, Fatale, or Mary J. Blige, My Life documentary. And I hope you enjoyed me. So please leave some comments if there's anything you would like to for me to review, or any changes you would like to see me make to this program. So I hope you tune in to my next show. Again, my name is Carissa K, and thank you for watching. Hey, I seen that. Till next time.